Are you thinking about buying or selling a home, or just want to know what might be going on with one of your biggest investments? Then come hang out with us for a little while. Hi, I'm Kirk Duckwall, and welcome to the Twin Cities Real Estate Show. We are sponsored by BRIX Real Estate, Network Title, Eric Bloomstrand and Chad Priebe with Bell Bank Mortgage, Structure Tech Home Inspections, James Tolson with Country Financial, Cregan's Construction, and Gray Duck Staging and Design. Today, we're going to dive in deep and talk about buying a home with a home to sell. This is one of those processes that a lot of people may stress about over time, and maybe one of those things they really want to do, but are so worried about all the steps that it may take to do that they just decide not to. But we're going to break it down because this shouldn't be that stressful of a process. And we're going to get into the steps and the way you should think about it and the different ways that you can approach it to make it easy to start that search for your next home. Today in studio with me have Brie, Lynch with Hello. The Blue North team, BRIX Real Estate. Thanks for coming in.
Yes, and thanks for having me.
As always, my good co-host, Chad Priebe, Bell Bank Mortgage. Thank you for coming in.
Good to be back. It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, we'd love to have you. A couple weeks ago, we dove in on some mortgage stuff I know that you would have loved to chat about, but we're going to touch on that a little bit because I think some of these different new programs coming out, we're going to touch on in the news portion here. If you have any questions for us, you can always reach out with any of your real estate questions or needs, thinking about starting the buying or selling process. You can give me a call, 651-303-0019. Again, 651-303-0019. You can also find us online anytime at TwinCitiesRealEstateShow.com. Of course, we have both of those at the bottom of the screen there. Always feel free to reach out. Happy to help answer any questions. Again, at Twin Cities Real Estate Show, we have the Smart Seller Guide, the Smart Home Buyer Guide, the BRIX Reports, all of our past shows there as well. So if you really want to geek out on real estate, that's the spot to do it. So let's dive into some of what's been happening here in our Twin Cities market over the last week. Starting off with listing inventory. This is something that has started to go down, which is kind of expected at this time of year. Yep. So new listings did drop off. They were at 1,570, now down to 1,476. This is for the 13 county metro area. This is tracking behind last year by 16.4%. So this may set up for a tougher spring market out there. Brie, how are pending sales looking?
Yeah, so pending sales are actually down from last week as well, from 1,368 to 1,335. And this is tracking down from last year at a total of 5.8%. This is not tracking as far behind as new listings, most likely creating a shortage in inventory, Kirk.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we're seeing when we're looking at the new listing number. I mean, that's down by almost 100, not quite, and that's only down by 30. So yeah, this is bringing new listing inventory. We're seeing that drop back. It was a decent size drop week over week. Keep in mind, we're coming off the peak inventory for the year. So for buyers, this is a really great time to get out there. I mean, supply and demand. Supply is at its max point, or just past its max point. So we were at 8,526, now down to 8,251. So, for sellers out there, when taking these numbers into perspective, the market's still decent. I mean, we're still seeing multiple offer situations happening, but it's nothing like it was back in that April, May, June time period. So when we're looking at showing activity, because supply is up by so much in comparison to that time of year, showing activity is now down to an average of 3.94 on listings priced between $250,000 and $500,000 in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. And then what are we seeing for days on market now with that number dropping?
Yeah, so days on market, the shortest time on market was actually in July, which was still 19 days. So people who are saying, houses are on for one day, we're actually looking at, July at 19, and now this last month in September, it was at 23 days on market.
Yeah, so as that showing activity slows up, we're seeing those days on market increase. Yeah, and keep in mind, these are averages that we're looking at. So yeah, are there houses that sell in a day? Absolutely. But it's breaking it down by each sector. Somebody in the condo market is going to have a very different time on market than somebody that's a single family house priced at $250,000. So really depends on the market that you're in. What do we see with interest rates, Chad?
Yeah, Kirk, interest rates have ticked up a little bit. We're seeing a little bit of change in the market, but overall we're hovering between 3 and 3.25, 3.375, depending on, credit score, property type, down payment. So still in a very good interest rate environment, and I don't see...
Yeah, when there's a 3 in front of that's not bad.
I mean, 2 years ago we were in the mid 4s. So
Right.
to put it in perspective for you, it wasn't...
2017, we bought it like 4.2.
Yeah.
I want to say.
Yeah.
4.25. I remember one of my mortgages at a 5.25.
Yeah.
I thought it was good at the
So
time.
we're just a little bit above that historic low, but still doing very well as far as rates.
Cool.
And then real quick, there's what is it, Bell Moving Forward program?
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. So Bell has an exclusive program that we rolled out. It's called Bell Moving Forward. Now, this program allows someone to purchase a house with as little as 1% down, okay? This is a conventional conforming loan, and it allows you, some folks, we can go down to a 620. Now, this program offers lender-paid mortgage insurance. That's the big thing.
It's a big savings.
So there's no monthly mortgage insurance. So we can get you into a property 1% down, and keep your payment affordable.
Yeah.
Well, and keep in mind, I mean, previous to this, a lot of the conversations were 3.5% down FHA programs, or maybe the 3% down conventional programs. So a 1% down option, I think, is amazing out there. So definitely something that they want to check out. As always, hit us up with any questions on that. When we come back, we're going to get into that buying with a home to sell. Check us out again, TwinCitiesRealEstateShow.com. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Ruben with Structure Tech Home Inspections. Everyone knows you should have a home inspection before you buy a home, but we've heard of home buyers being encouraged to skip the home inspection in this crazy market to make their purchase offer more attractive. Now they're facing tens of thousands of dollars in unexpected repairs. I'm telling you now, don't skip the home inspection. Here at Structure Tech, we can get your home inspected quickly, and we offer a full line of services. Visit us online at structuretech.com to learn more.
Don't fall for the billboards or the clickbait. There is no such thing as today's rate. Mortgages and mortgage rates are individual to you. Chad Priebe and Eric Bloomstrand with Bell Bank Mortgage are here to show you the formula to get your best rate. Once you know this formula, you can mortgage shop with confidence. Find us online at chadpriebe.com. That is chadpriebe.com. NMLS 1462493, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Kirk Duckwall with BRIX Real Estate and the Twin Cities Real Estate Show. Buying or selling a home is one of the biggest financial transactions people make. Before you make your next move, download our free Smart Home Buyer or Smart Seller guides to give you the edge in our real estate market. From deal hunting to knowing the right repairs for maximizing value, these free guides have it all. Check them out and more at BRIXTwinCities.com under publications. Welcome back to the Twin Cities Real Estate Show. As mentioned, today we're going to be talking about buying a home with a home to sell. That's going to be our roundtable discussion. Have Brie Lynch joining us, BRIX Real Estate, Chad Priebe, and myself, Kirk Duckwall. And we're going to be kind of breaking down the different ways that this can be approached, because this is a big decision anytime somebody wants to move forward with this, because there are a lot of moving parts that you have to figure out. Locating a home, but okay, well, once you locate the house, then what are you going to do with the existing house? Or do you sell the existing house first, but then you might have that double move situation? How can you set yourself up best for success, And a lot of people, at some point, they're going to get to this spot. If you're in that 2-bedroom house or in a condo and it's time to move up, or you're in that bigger house and it's time to downsize, you need to figure out your plan.
Yep.
Right.
And that's really kind of the most important step, is coming up with that plan.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Don't hop on real estate sites and start picking homes and then finding yourself in a massive rush because you're going to stress on it and you're going to make mistakes on the purchase and you're going to make mistakes on your sale that could cost you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. Right? When you can go, hey, you know what? We have kids moving out here next year. You know the situation's coming up. Starting to put that plan together as to what you want to do, or if somebody is expecting a kid or a job location change, you have to move. You know these things are coming up, and to put a little bit of time and investment into that up front, it's going to help with that stress. And everything that we're going to talk about today, the different ways to approach this, is in our Smart Seller Guide. This is free, all right? So you can just go to TwinCitiesRealEstateShow.com, download the PDF. It's right there. So you don't have to remember every last thing we're talking about here. But I'm sure we're going to have some different perspectives from each of us on some of the benefits to each approach to go at. So, really, this kind of was one of those that was thought of in only two ways. It was buying contingent, buying not contingent. Okay, so what does that mean? Buying contingent would mean I'm going to make offers on houses contingent upon the sale of my house. So only if I'm able to sell my home do I move forward with buying that. And that was super common. You go back 5 years.
I was just going to say. 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. Yeah, exactly. You go back 5 years, and that is the way it was done. And, I would say probably 70% of the time.
Right.
I remember, be like, hey, I got a non-contingent buyer being super excited. You'd go
this
out.
Should be a piece of cake.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And the reason people would do that is you would you'd be able to locate the house that you wanted, get an offer on it, lock it in to the best of your ability. Now, there were ways to bump those offers. We're not going to dive too much into that, but that you would make that, get the offer accepted, and then you would move forward with selling your home, even maybe getting your home ready to sell.
Yep.
Right.
So...
and that's still, that is still doable.
It is, and it's much more common in the as you go up in price bracket.
Right.
That people definitely have a home to sell first.
Right.
And so you have your contingent sale. We'll talk about some of the pros and cons to that here in a second. Right. And then you have non-contingent, right? We're just saying, I have my non-contingent buyer. Well, and you think it's going to be really easy, right? Well, the idea was it makes it easier because you can go out and qualify for a loan to have the one mortgage for the existing house and purchase the next house. So you didn't have to sell this house to buy this one.
Yep.
Right.
That was the basic two ways to do it.
Yeah.
But there's different ways you can approach it and ways you can break that down, different timelines. The purchase agreement has changed. Now there's you can make offers contingent upon successful closing versus just sale, or it hasn't cleared inspection yet or hasn't been put up for sale yet when we're talking about the contingent offers.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
So so let's kind of dive in to the first one, which is purchasing a home with a contingent offer.
Okay.
Right? So I'm going to sit here and look for my exact notes because I know I'm starting at a different place than I thought I would. No, purchasing a home with a contingent offer, really the pro there is it allows you to locate a property first, as we mentioned.
Right.
But a lot of sellers aren't as enthused especially like a market that we're in, where we may not even cross into a buyer's market this winter. Usually it almost always dips. Yeah. And so we're going to be in a faster paced market, and that's probably not going to end over the next year or so.
Yep.
So getting that contingent offer accepted is tough, just for to even be brought into consideration.
Right.
Yeah, your terms usually have to look a little stronger on the front end if you're coming in with a contingent offer, so you can make those adjustments in price point or inspection waivers or
good point.
down payment, how much are you putting down? Are you jumping from a 5 to 20%? Where are you kind of showing?
Yeah, where's your strength?
Right? Yep. So when you're purchasing that way, there are ways to make it look more attractive, but you usually are kind of upping the ante in some of those other portions of the contract.
Yeah, well, and this is with the proper planning, right? So you're saying terms. Well, terms being let's start with that price, right? Price. Hey, I might have been able to negotiate down $10,000 if I was coming in non-contingent, but now because I'm contingent, I'm not able to.
Right.
Yep.
What do you guys think about earnest money? Is that the higher the earnest money? Does that show?
What's
more
funny
of a
is it
commitment?
shouldn't really matter, but it does.
It does,
And
right?
it's so situational too. It's
Yeah.
really just having a conversation ultimately with the opposing agent,
Yeah.
whichever side you're,
Yeah.
working with, and then having the conversation with the seller or the buyer on where does that stand with them. But I would say earnest money in the last, year has really become more of a conversation
Yeah.
in contracts.
And the way I talk to my buyers about it is, it's just part of your down payment, right?
It is.
It's basically fully refundable through the inspection period.
Yep.
Right. So, what does it really matter if it's $5 versus $500 versus $5,000? $5,000 being the more common, right? Okay.
Yeah.
What's funny is, you go back years and years, $100, $500.
Yeah.
That would be earnest money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing, $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 earnest money. So,
Right.
but yeah, when you buy non-contingent, you can go out and find that home and then get your home and put it on the market. But you're under a timeline, though. That's another thing is you have a timeline to get that sale completed, which may mean you end up accepting an offer that's not as great
Yep.
as one had you had more time to prep, get everything looking great.
Right.
So yeah, if you can in a market like this go non-contingent, do it. I would say
Yep.
if contingent's the only way to do it, make sure you're having those discussions with your agent. How do we get our offer accepted? How do we execute this? And this goes back to having a plan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Take the time to having a plan. Okay, so let's get on to buying non-contingent, right? So you have an offer that you can now just go out and buy a house, lock it in. You hold that negotiating position,
Right.
Unless it's that super hot property. I don't know if anybody had seen. I think it was like the TikTok video where it was the apple and they were selling the apple. Yeah. When the market's like that, it doesn't matter. There, everybody's non-contingent.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
Your competition's there. So, the positive is you have all the time to find a home, right? Because so you can play the market a little bit.
Yep.
So one of the things that in the news segment I wanted to get to and wasn't able to was the market meter. And the market meter is that calculation of where is the market doing its ebbs and flows. And when you're a non-contingent buyer seller, you can play those ebbs and flows and have put yourself in a position where you can get a 10% market advantage timing things out.
Yep.
Hey, I'm going to buy this home during this peak inventory time, the property that I'm looking at, and then I'm going to close, I'm going to move, I'm going to get my home ready, and I'm going to put my house on the market when it's at the peak market time in 2.5, 3 months.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great point.
Right? And so you can really ride the market and play it out.
Yes.
So I mentioned buying the home, moving out. That can take a ton of stress off of showings. When you have the ability to purchase the house, close, move, if it's a stuff, kids, pets, office, whatever it may be, get them out of the house. Now you can stage that home and have it be looking like a showpiece.
Yep.
Again, we got some great examples of the difference that can make in the Smart Seller Guide here.
Right.
That you can make it that showroom, right? We talk about the fry effect in the book there, which is basically saying, you go out and you buy a brand new car. It smells good. It drives good. Imagine getting into that exact same car, but now there's a spilt bag of McDonald's fries on the seat next to you. You're going to feel completely different, right? So if you're able to set that stage, you're going to cash in big time as a seller on that. And there's some interesting ways now with financing, because a lot of people may have their equity tied up in their home to do their buy. So they're like, well, I have to sell my home first because all my money's there, and I'm going to be a cash buyer. I want to be able to sell. So what are some of those options that somebody could pull that equity?
Yeah, that's a good point. There are tools to leverage your money. So, and one thing I just want to pull back here real quick is one thing I'm hearing here, guys, is that you have to have a plan.
Yep.
Right? Don't be in a rush, and hire a team that's going to be educated on the market you're purchasing in. I think that's a big deal. Now, getting back to if you're selling a house and you're worried about buying a house non-contingent. So if you qualify for both mortgages, I highly recommend talking to your loan officer about what we call recasting. What that does is it allows you to leverage your equity in purchasing that new home with a minimal down payment. So you can put 5% down on the purchase, go non-contingent, and then when you sell your home, okay, you can take those proceeds, do a one lump sum principal reduction, which is recasting that mortgage, brings your balance down, resets your payment, drops the PMI, and then you're into that traditional, whatever, 15, 30, 20-year mortgage. Yeah. So that is very popular right now. The old school way to do it, and we still do these, is either a bridge loan or doing a line of credit. Now,
can you explain the bridge loan real quick?
Yeah.
There's I've heard swing loan is another.
They're all the same thing, basically, same concept, where you're basically taking a mortgage or a loan out to secure your down payment on the new house. Now, those are usually short-term loans, high interest, high payments. You have to qualify then for 3 mortgages. You got your new mortgage, you got the bridge loan, and then you got your current mortgage. It doesn't work for everybody. Unless you have to go that route, I don't recommend that route. And here's one reason why. Your interest rate is higher on the purchase because you have subordinate financing. So you're going to have a higher interest rate by going that route. When you look at the recast, it doesn't affect your rate whatsoever.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, and the recast, it's really funny because every time I bring it up, I think people automatically think back to the weird products that were available pre-2008, and they're like, "Oh, this is some sort of
40-year
scam,
negative
this is some sort of scam. How is this possible?"
Yeah.
It's not a scam. It's this is a great loan. It's been around. I've had a ton of clients use it.
Yeah.
That's what you bought on, wasn't it? A recast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So,
and that's good for non-conforming and conforming products.
Right.
So jumbo and then conforming, we can do that on either one of those programs.
Cool.
Yeah. So the recast option, I definitely to get yourself into that position of being able to pull the equity, whatever it is, to become that non-contingent buyer, it's going to be huge. And so, you want to sit down, you want to talk with your loan officer, with your realtor about which approach, if you're looking at that non-contingent, to do.
Yeah.
Another interesting one. Now, it sounds like, well, why doesn't everybody do this? And this is selling your home contingent on you finding a house. Mm-hmm. Which is, this is great. I can sell my home and then go out and do the shopping and then I'll be in a good position. Well, it really kind of depends on where that market is.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You're going to have less buyers because they're going to look at this and go, well, we might not even get this house.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
And I've seen that happen. I've seen it where they make an offer, they're sitting around 3-4 months, and the buyer
scare people off from even coming to look at the property it's all a trickle effect, right?
Exactly.
What situation is the next person in, and is that situation going to work for said seller, said buyer?
Yeah, and so you're going to limit that pool of buyers. Now, in the hottest market, if you're thinking about, hey, this might be an option for me, well, that's a good one to talk about when you get to that April, March, April, May timeline. Peak buyers out there.
Yep.
Hey, maybe that could work out there. So to run it down again, so you have purchase contingent upon selling, right? Keep in mind, you may want to think about, hey, I might need to get a short-term rental to use this option. Yeah, then you have purchase contingent or purchase non-contingent. Really, you don't have any restrictions here. And then you have purchase or sell contingent upon finding the right home. Yep. Again, all of these covered in the Smart Seller Guide, breaking down those pros and cons. We'll be right back.
Not every title company is the same. There are many people involved with each real estate transaction, and all of them need to be in the loop or a closing may get delayed. This is why the people at Network Title strive to provide swift scheduling and communication between the buyers, sellers, agents, and lenders. We know moving can be stressful, however, your closing does not need to be. Check us out online at network-title.com.
My name is James Tobson with Country Financial. Anyone can sell you insurance. However, is it going to be the insurance you need? When life pops up with its surprises, you want the right coverage. When it comes time to find or renew your policy, give me a call. I would love to review your existing policy and show you what I can do for you. You can email me at james.tobson@countryfinancial.com or give me a call at 651-365-3408.
Hi, I'm Becca, owner of Grey Duck Staging. With today's home buyers beginning their journey exclusively online, the look and feel of your home matters more than ever. Whether it's a simple in-home consultation, a refresh using your current furniture, or a whole home staging, our goal is always the same: showing your home in the best light and helping you achieve the highest sales price possible. To learn more, visit us at greyduckstaging.com or check us out on Instagram at greyduckstaging.
Welcome back to the Twin Cities Real Estate Show. Today we were talking about buying a home with a home to sell. If you're just joining us, check us out online at twincitiesrealestateteshow.com, where you can catch the beginning part of this show, as well as download our great free guides, Smart Home Buyer, Smart Seller. Today we're going to be highlighting 4235 Longfellow Avenue in South Minneapolis. This is a 2-bed, 1-bath home with a 2-car garage. It's only a few blocks from Lake Hiawatha. Again, 2-car garage is really a super charming little house. $249,900. Must see, go check it out. We're going to put up some pictures here. Real quick, Chad, there was a new loan product we didn't get to, or a loan product that's back, the Borrower Smart.
Yeah.
You got a few seconds to
Yep,
talk about that.
huge opportunity, folks. Borrower Smart. It's a Freddie Mac program. They are now offering $2,500 free money. True grant. You don't have to pay it back. The one caveat is your income has to be 50% or less of the area median income. So that's right around $52,000 a year. If you're in that income bucket and you're buying a home, if you have limited funds, this $2,500 can help you get to the closing table, whether it's paying for your closing costs, your down payment, lessening the seller paid. So if you're actually pay closing costs.
We'll see everybody next week. People always ask realtors, what is your commission? But what they should be asking is, what is your rate of return? Commissions only vary by a couple of percent from agent to agent. However, the price per square foot you get just based on their experience and the quality of marketing they use can vary by 10% or more. At BRIX Real Estate, our agents use the right marketing and have the experience to get you top dollar for your house. See what we can do for you at BRIXTwinCities.com.
Not every title company is the same. There are many people involved with each real estate transaction, and all of them need to be in the loop or a closing may get delayed. This is why the people at Network Title strive to provide swift scheduling and communication between the buyers, sellers, agents, and lenders. We know moving can be stressful, however, your closing does not need to be. Check us out online at network-title.com.